Hello. How are you? Hello. It's me and Albert, Bubby, whatever you want to call me. I call him all the good people. But how are you doing? How is everyone? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Oh, this Instagram, but all of that. All y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? You all right? I am chilling. I'm having a great day. I did my walk today and I said my affirmations. And I worked up a sweat. I did some work, planning out my week. So everything is going good. Everything is going good, okay? But I had a question. How many times did you go back? And this is for males and females, honey. So how many times did you go back? And don't lie. Don't lie, okay? Can we talk about it for a minute? Let me tell you my story. Let me put my testimony out there because if you didn't know, I'm ToriV, the compassion coach, and I'm here to help you build compassion within yourself. Healing in real time, okay? It's an everyday journey. So I'm just here to help you get over whatever humps together. We are individually healing together, okay? Just a bunch of individuals individually healing together, you know? But in the meantime, we got to tap into like who we are right now, our current self. We got to look at our past self so that we can get to our future self, right? Our higher self, you know? And so, one of the things that I'm constantly thinking about or working on, rather, is boundaries because I come from a codependency foundation. And so, because I've become aware of my codependency issues, I have made strides and I've put systems in place and I have holistic skill sets that I've developed, I've cultivated over time so that I can deal with being codependent. And let me back up a little bit. Like, what's codependent? So I go with the flow. I'm independent when I'm by myself, right? Like it's all me. Like it's going to get done or it's going to get done. And then when I'm with someone else, I like to let that other person take the lead and I want to be support, right? So it just I automatically let other people take the lead no matter if I know I'm number one or not. I will automatically let the other person take the lead and I'm like super support. Like what you can't even like the trust test is not an option, maybe because I'm right here with it at every which I got you. Okay. Like I got you. Okay. So codependency, my codependency, that's what it looks like for me. But then the bad part about it is that all of my boundaries can go out the window. Right. So I'm at the place now where even if I start to see myself letting another person lead, that's totally fine. But me making sure that I have my boundaries in check. Okay, so I'm not going to do what I don't want to do. And so being codependent, that's also has something to do with having my voice taken, right? Have you ever had your voice taken as a child or at any stage in your life where now you don't want to say what's on your mind. You can't. You physically can't. Your fear, your nervous system is out of whack so much that you are deadly afraid to say what's on your mind. You don't feel uncomfortable, the anxiety and whatnot because of what has happened to you when you did say what was on your mind, right? So having that aspect, codependency, not being able to speak my voice, now I can. I've put systems in place. I've been healing. I've been on this journey since 2017 intentionally, right? That I've been healing and working on my codependency issues, making sure that I have bumpers in place so that I don't become codependent, being self-aware enough to see myself start to fall in a codependency riffraff or whatever, right? So I just know there's so many people like me. I see people all the time and they don't even realize that you're codependent, babe. Like you're codependent on the kids. Okay, you're codependent on the man, you're codependent on the woman, you're codependent on the job. You're codependent on the weed, you're codependent on the sex, codependent on, like, I can go all day. I can definitely go all day. It's okay to have an emotional support pet, right? You're codependent on the pet, the emotional support, but being able to be aware enough to know when it gets unhealthy, when you can't do anything without this other thing. You need this other thing before you do anything, right? I say this to a lot of my smoker friends. Not to say I don't smoke. Every once in a while, I might hit that thing, okay? You might find me somewhere, some gas station looking for the weed man, okay? But it's not an everyday thing, right? And I had to purposely pull myself out of that because I was at 8 months a day, okay? In my last relationship, I mean, you smoke, I could smoke. Like, somebody could eat, I could smoke. Like, what you mean? What do you mean? But then I had to really think about it. Like, at this point, it's not even, I'm just habitually smoking. I'm addicted to that, right? And then people be like, "Oh, you can't get addicted to weed." You can. You can get addicted to anything. You can be addicted to milk. Okay, I gotta have me a glass of milk every day. Like, you can get addicted to anything, like anything. So I just want people to understand that. But then, how many times did you go back in that situation that you were addicted to? How many times did you feel like I'm codependent on this particular issue, on this particular person, place, or thing, so much that I keep going back? I said I was going to stop smoking. I said I was going to stop doing all of the things, right? But then I went back. Why? Because your emotional health, how you're feeling. And I know. Sometimes we're taught not to talk about our emotions. Our emotions don't matter. We don't need emotions. They're not logical, all of the things, right? But emotions are so cool. They really help you. Like, they're really like the guiding forces base base what you're going through. That are the basis of what you're going through. Yeah. So think about it like this. You start to feel that anxiety. You start to feel something in your stomach, you know, but that's your intuition. That's your body telling you this isn't a good idea, that maybe this isn't a safe environment. But it's your duty to know the difference between if your body is feeling this right now in this moment, or if your body is pulling from a past event that your body thinks you're about to go through. So it's taking you through all the same changes because it thinks that you're in the same event as before. So it's your job to break the limiting beliefs, and that's mentally, right? And so when we're talking about our mental, we're talking about our emotions, our consciousness. Are we conscious? Are we awake to the world? Or are we just in the systems? Because we have you ever heard life being a rat race? So if you're in a rat race, you get up, you go to work, go to school, get the kids ready, whatever you're doing, you in a rat race, right? You got to stop and get out of the rat race and be like, oh, wait a minute. I work really hard for CVS. CVS don't care about me, right? I'm not going to be so much in the rat race. I'm going to go and do something else. I'm going to start to venture off and do my own thing, whatever the case may be, right? That's not the point, but I'm just saying, like, whatever the case may be is being able to wake up and see what you're actually doing. Like, you're doing the thing all the time, right? But you have to see that you're doing the thing. Hey, it's hard to see that we're doing the thing. What is something that you do so much that you don't even realize? You don't even realize that that you're doing it automatically, right? Listen, listen. It's a lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff. But we have to just wake up to those things. I'm trying to think of an example, but I always mock my brain. I always try to be funny. You'd be like, who, me? On the spot? Right now? Like, girl, hello? Let's get it. Like, what? But I'm just thinking, like, something that I've done. I don't know. I'm trying to think of snoring came up, but you don't know that. But just, all right, so imagine um you would actually hear yourself when you're snoring. And so you're snoring awake, but you don't realize that you're snoring awake because it's your everyday thing. You're snoring awake. That's just, but everybody around you snore while they awake. Your whole family. It's hereditary. So your whole family snore while they awake, right? They just out here snoring. Okay. And then you go somewhere and they like, why you snoring? And you like, what you mean? And they like, why do you keep doing that? And you like, what you mean? Like, what's up? Like, and they're very upset. They get upset. They get triggered because you're snoring. That's Bob, that's messing with them in some kind of way. You develop a triggered reaction because what you mad for? Like, ain't nothing even going on over here, right? This is my puppets. Okay. What you mad for? That's a triggered reaction. When somebody get mad at you for getting mad at them, now you just got triggered and reacted to them, right? But that's breaking down our emotional intelligence, our emotional health, being able to know that we got to be aware in the moment. So emotional intelligence is being able to be aware of not just ourselves, but other people. You getting upset for something. Like, I don't see the problem, but let me take a step back and try to figure out what's going on. What is it that you are hearing? Like, I don't understand, right? Moving through that, having self-control. Okay, you mad. Maybe I should go over here for a minute because you're upset. I don't, right? Being able to manage that, right? But we can't get to emotional intelligence because that's a part of mental. So we can't get into our emotional intelligence until we are able to handle ourselves. So until we're able to look at ourselves and get that awareness first and say, hey, all right, I'm codependent, you know, and I snore when I'm awake. I have to be able to know that I am codependent. So in moments when I feel like, woo, I just got something that I've never gotten before, I'm not going to attach to that thing. I'm going to live in the moment. Oh, wow, that was a great moment I just had that just opened me up to exposure. I didn't know that I could experience something like that, but I'm not going to attach to that. I'm just going to note it. Wow, that's something that I like. So in the future, I want to be treated in this way. So I still have the codependency, but now I know how to work it, if that makes sense, right? Now I know how to put systems in place. Now I know how to tell myself we live in the moment. That was a moment in time, right? I'll give you a great example. I went to Miami and I was treated like a queen. I was treated like a queen and went out on a date, okay? And I had never been treated this way because I've only been in one relationship, okay? So I'm learning myself. That was a long relationship. And then I've had like I don't even know what you want to call that afterwards, but like I'm just dating. I guess that's what it is. I'm dating now. And so dating is cool, and it's like it's fun, and I still get to see like, okay, what else do I need to work on, how I'm still able to interact with masculine energy and see myself and how I want to show up, right? So in that space I have to be mindful. But previously to this, I went to Miami and I treated like a queen. I experienced a great time. Everything was amazing. um had some dates and they were great. And one of the dates, it was just like I had never, I mean never. Okay. And it's probably because I was out here dating hobos. He's a hobo. Ah, he's a hobo. Ah, he's a hobo. That's a okay. No, anyway. So it's a commercial. It's no, you don't know that. Okay, but it's it's a DMV commercial. But think about this, going from you being the independent one. So when I'm in a situation where I can be feminine, absolutely I'm codependent. So meaning somebody else has to be more aggressive than me, right? Somebody else has to have more vision. It doesn't have to be more vision, but they have to have vision, have idea what we're doing. And then I'll sit back and I'll become codependent, right? But if you are a hobo, if you're a hobo or if you are more into your feminine energy, I'm an Aries. I'm gonna automatically take over. So when I'm by myself, I do it. And then when I lower it down when I'm around somebody I guess I can trust. I don't really know. But it's perceived trust because sometimes, but again, it's me. So it's perceived trust that I feel, and then I wipe all my boundaries away, give it to that person, right? And so they can handle it with care and be considerate of me and my feelings and the fact that I'm just following them around. Or they can say, they can hurt me, right? I'm giving them all this power by being codependent. And so I don't want to give them all this power, right? So these are reasons why I'm telling you this is so important. So we work on these things. We work on building up our emotions. We work on understanding what it is we're feeling. Okay, that's my codependency. I went to Miami, dealt with the guy, then I came back and my feelings. So I went back on a date with a dude that I had went on dates with prior to Miami. But he ain't treating me nothing. He's not a hobo, but he's nowhere near what I had got in Miami. Like, I don't know if that was city girl treatment or what, but baby, I had never been treated that way. And it was beautiful. Like, he rubbed my feet. You see that movie? Like, it was just a beautiful experience. Like, what? I wanted to be treated like I don't even know what the expectation was, but it was met. It was met, okay? It was highly met. And again, I didn't know, I had never been exposed to this type of treatment. So then I come back and I go on a date and it was subpar. Like, it was not even, it was compared to this over here. This moment was like, well, I mean, my mama calling. I gotta get home, do dishes. I don't know. Like, it wasn't giving what it needed to give, right? And so I was emotionally, I started to feel like sad. Like, oh man, I missed this, I missed that. But I had to realize that that was a moment in time, accept the moment for what it is, and now I build boundaries. So now the person that took me on a date before, hey, I'm not going on any more dates unless I can do this, this, and this. Unless we can do this, this, and this. Unless this, and this happen, right? Because now I've had exposure to something different. So, one being exposure in general to how I can be treated, and then two being boundaries always have to increase. Your boundaries always will always, every time you get new exposure to something, your boundaries have to increase. You don't go back to your life and say, oh, well, this is me, but that was nice. No, you increase your standard. You are the greatest. You are amazing and you're worth it. So if somebody gave you that experience, you can now live that experience by raising your boundaries. You don't accept nothing less than that experience now. You don't look at that and say, "Hey, I wish they do it like you know, whoever, I don't know." But you can't. You can't do that. You literally have to be like, "Oh, okay, so now I only accept this standards. If the standard, because it doesn't, it's male or female. So if the standard is Tyrell, okay, like Tyrell did the most for you that you've ever had, right? You felt the best in Keisha's presence, right? And then you go somewhere and they treating you like Romy Rome. Like, no, nah, because I didn't have Keisha before, so I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting that. All right, I really want to accept more, right? But that at the very least, my boundaries are in check, and I'm not going lower than a Keisha or a Tyrell. Like, I'm not finna. No, sir. Okay. And people will try to talk you down out of your boundaries. Oh, come on, you did it before. Those are the people you got to cut out. You got to cut them out. Cut them out. Okay. Because what they're going to do is they're going to play on you. They're going to play on you. They're going to play on your emotions. And then you're going to do what? Go back. So, how many times have you gone back? How many times has somebody played on your emotions? It's not that you don't need the emotions, it's that you need to know how to control the emotions. You need to know what the emotions mean. Right? Do you know what your emotions mean? When you're feeling some kind of way, do you know what that means? Or do you throw it to everyone else? Oh, you made me feel this way, so I don't do this no more. Or I don't like this happening, so I can't do this. Or this happened, so I got to do this. No, you can decide what all your emotions mean, really. You can decide that, oh, okay, I'm feeling some kind of way. I don't want to go over there anymore. Right? And then you don't go over there anymore. Or after I did this thing in the moment, then afterwards I was feeling some kind of way, so I don't want to do that thing anymore. It made me feel X, Y, and Z. And that's another practice that I do. How does it make you feel? Ask yourself, when something makes me feel some kind of way, and I tell people one of the reasons why I don't have sex, I don't just be out here throwing it back, is because I don't like waking up in the morning and feeling like, oh, I was violated, or um, I didn't get anything out the deal, or just whatever. It depends on the person and all the things, right? I don't just want to do anything with just any old body. I feel like I'm worth more than that. So if I feel that way, then I have to do and put boundaries in place that make it so I can get the treatment that I'm expecting. So meaning I'm not just about to have sex with anybody. If I'm having sex, we're in a whole relationship, not a situationship, a whole relationship. Okay, this is my guy. Like, okay. Now, if I decide that, oh, I really want to experience this person, but we're not in a relationship, I have to go through that emotionally before I do it. Before I do it, I have to say, okay, if I go through this, I know that I have to be aware that this situation is just a one-time thing, that I want to feel this in the moment, be in this moment, and then that's it. Hey, hey. And then I'm able to push back any shame or any emotions I may feel on the next day, right? But we have to decide and have awareness about what we want to do, because that's how we connect to our feelings. That's how we make our feelings not overtake us, is by deciding what we want to feel. When I wake up in the morning, how do I want to feel? Okay, now that I've come to terms with myself, when I wake up in the morning, I know I'm going to feel good because I decided to take to make that decision. How many of us, like, there's some rap songs, I can't think about them right now, but there's a rap song where the rappers be like, if she pull up to the house, she knows she fucking. Like, no, a lot of those women are codependent and they want your attention. They want to be in the room. They want to have um an experience, but they not necessarily trying to give up their body, right? So that's why you got to ask so much. You got to prive and all that to get it up out of them. Because if they really, like, girls who they aggressive, like they coming for you, period. Like that's what they want. They see the print, like, you know what I'm saying? And then you have women who, it's like they're shy. It's like they don't really want to do it, like, because they don't feel, one, they don't feel worthy. Two, they don't know how they're gonna feel in the morning. It's a bunch of reasons. Like, it's a bunch of reasons. But I think about that statement, and it's like, no, she's not. She's not in this place of wholeness, full healing. She doesn't know that she just went to have a good time in the moment and get some attention in the moment. She does whatever she's told in the moment because her voice was probably taken, and that is the way that she feels seen, heard, or enough. Right? She's not there because that's just what she wants. Like, yeah, I want you to whatever you finna do to her. No, it's not that way. That's not the case. That's not the case. A lot of that is emotional healing, emotional health. It's needing emotional healing. It's seeing that the self-worth is not there. It's seeing that there are no boundaries in place. You're gonna do whatever you say. She don't have no boundaries in place. She doesn't think that she's worth it. It's not you. You're not amazing, like, as the man, right? Or the woman, right? Because men do it too. The woman think that it's her, like she got it all. But no, really, he doesn't have his emotional intelligence in check. And you give him a little bit of what he feels he needs, right? And so one of the things that we got to figure out is, what do we actually need? What does our spirit actually need? What kind of partner do we actually need, right? Not just, we all find a way to cope. And we are really good at the way that we find to cope with stuff. But it's not always healthy. And it doesn't always take into account our feelings, our emotions, how we treat people. So I have decided, what I do is I create solutions, opportunities, and safe places for us to heal. So Every Tuesday, every single Tuesday, I will be pulling up at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to heal, interactive healing. We're going to do it on Zoom. So it's virtual. We'll also be starting some in-person ones as well. The first one will be in the DMV area. So I'm excited about that. Make sure you tap in though, because it's really important that we start healing, that we start identifying, that we start becoming aware of the problem, and then we put in holistic solutions, whether that's therapy, whether that's some type of release activity. Breath work is so important. Oh, it's so important. Developing our consciousness, cultivating our character, right? Because foundational us and current us and hire us, three different people. Three different people. And you can have even more personalities than that. But it's three different people. Okay. Little you probably turned up or turned way down, depending on your situation growing up. Either they turned up or turned way down. You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of trying to figure out how to regulate, right? But then you got these goals over here. You got this thing that you hear in your head, these skills that you need to cultivate, whatever the case may be, a vision, a purpose that you are supposed to be fulfilling. You got to get to that. But to get to that, you probably got to build some discipline. You got to get unstuck. You got to be able to handle your emotions, be aware of what you're doing in the situation, have accountability, right? We got to cultivate all of those characteristics within ourselves to get to our best, our greatest, whatever you want to call it, right? That's the transformation, though. That's the transformation. And then always being able to go back to your higher self mentality, because lower self, those thoughts and you being about it, that's gonna be there forever. Okay, what Cardi say? Forever. It's gonna be there forever, right? But you see Cardi lately, like she whole different out here. Like she whole different. Why is that? She's been getting different training, I'm sure, right? But you can see it coming out. Like she still don't play. You seen her with the paparazzi and her dad. Like she don't play, but at the same time, she's maturing, right? That means emotional maturity, right? And we it's different levels of that. So we got to continue, continue to build up our levels so we never go back to our old habits, never go back to our old flings, our old whatever. Never go back to the wings if you plant-based now, like whatever it is, never go back. It's time for us to never go back by being able to have discipline over our minds and our emotions, being able to understand and release whatever it is that's stopping us from getting to our higher self. So tap in with me. The link is in the bio. I'm excited because I am going to bring so many healing opportunities, solutions, and safe places. I'm 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 just excited. So if you don't catch this week, tap in next week. Every week. This is every week. We need a place to be ourselves, to heal individually as individuals together, right? Like I want people that's serious about healing. I don't just want people that think it sound like a good idea. I need people that's seriously on their healing. So if I ever fall, because I'm a person, that you're right there to be like, hey, keep going. Skate man said, get back up and try it again. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be out here struggling forever, mentally, emotionally, body. No. I want to learn how to breathe. I want to learn how to be conscious. I want to learn how to be aware. What? I want to learn how to have control. I want to learn how to be feminine. I want to learn how to put the naysayers aside, no opinions, right? Constructive criticism from like-minded individuals, but just criticism, no, I don't want that, right? And I have to learn how to handle myself when I get triggered. That is emotional. That is mental. That is part of the healing journey. And then we heal that, build our discipline in that, and then everything else that we want blossoms. So I'm here, guys. I'm here for you. I am here for you. I'm on the journey too, healing in real time. Okay. We're healing in real time. Like, I'm your compassion coach, but at the end of the day, I'm just your mentor because I'm in the game too. I'm in the game too. So I don't really know who the coach is. But if we are all having control of ourselves, then we are all the coaches. You're a coach. I'm a coach. I'll be a coach. Where I'll be Coach Albie. Coach Albie. See, he coach. Can you see him? He looking like you've been talking a lot. Like, can you just shut up? I love him so much. Just not my dog. That's not my dog. He's not my dog, but you would think he's my dog. He's my client's dog, actually, because I also have a pet service care company, pet care service. There you go. I have a pet care service, and I always got somebody dog with me. But hey, emotional support, right? It's all about being able to find ways to support ourselves, but not just putting a band-aid on it. So not just leaning on an animal and never actually being alone. He not always here. I have to sit and be by myself and break that codependency and sit in that and want to call everybody and their mama and not do it, right? So having support, like the support in the group, that's going to help you when you're going through those phases, breaking an emotional bond, that trauma bonds, emotional attachments, bro, to break that is not easy. Let me tell you something right now. Breaking an emotional bond is not going to be easy, but it is worth it and it is possible. Okay? And you need a plan and you need emotional support. Sometimes that's not your mama, your sister, your cousin, and them. They can't do it because they got their own stuff going on and they don't deal with their emotions. But I'm here specifically, and I have a group of people specifically here to help you through all of the emotional woes. We meet every Tuesday at 6:30. So tap into my bio, link in my bio, interactive emotional healing workshop, tapping in. Make sure you here with me. Make sure you here with me. My phone just my phone just overheated. But yes, make sure you tap in with me because I just know that we gotta heal together. Like it's mandatory that we heal. Nobody's gonna heal for us. We live in a world where emotions are told we're told not to have emotions. It's not cool to have emotions, right? So tap in with me. Oh my gosh. I think it's gone. Luckily, we was recording right here because I ain't gonna lie to you, honey. But tap in with me. Make sure you get some healing today. Peace and healing, y'all. Okay. Oh.